What if I told you that there's a loophole with this decade-old phone that is so good, people are going out and buying these things on the second-hand market, even when they already own a perfectly good device like a Pixel 10 Pro XL or a Galaxy S26 Ultra. 10 years later, are we about to see it come to an end? And how did we get here in the first place? Hey guys, I'm Ryan Thomas, and this is the Google Pixel, the original model, and on the outside, there's actually nothing crazy about it. It looks a little dated, a little plain Jane if you ask many Android enthusiasts, but it's also iconic. It launched back in 2016 with a fantastic ad with music by Lemaitre, a commercial that to this day for me is probably one of the most iconic in the entire tech history. People loved the Pixel. It was bold, it was new, it broke new ground, but it all could have looked very different. See, many of you will be aware of the Google Nexus line that came before the Pixel, made in collaboration with numerous brands down the years from the likes of Samsung, HTC and LG. But the last high-end phone to come from the Nexus line was made by Huawei in 2015, the infamous Nexus 6P. TLDR, the thing was big, it was crazy, but also unfortunately exceptionally unreliable thanks to a terrible Snapdragon 810 SoC. But here's the 6P, launched in 2015, and here is the Huawei Nova from 2016. Notice anything? No, it's not a copy and paste job. They are incredibly similar, but they are two different models. So what's up with that? Well, it turns out that Huawei was actually Google's first choice pick to build the original Pixel in 2016, due to a strong relationship with the Chinese firm. I mean, they worked together before on the 6P, right? But then Huawei refused to make the Pixel because Google insisted that there should be no OEM branding on the phone whatsoever. No Huawei label could be on the phone. Google wanted the Pixel to be a Google phone, even if another manufacturer did in fact make the hardware itself. That's where the relationship unfortunately fizzled out, and funnily enough, where HTC managed to snag a deal building the first generation of Google Pixels, and actually made the smaller version of the Pixel 2 as well, before HTC's entire design team was then acquired by Google in 2017, and these days of course Google's phones are manufactured by the likes of Foxconn, but we all see Google phones as Google phones, not Google in collaboration with Samsung or with Huawei, Google Pixels, and that is how the company wanted it. By the way, if you appreciate what we make around here, then please do consider hitting subscribe to help us hit our goal of 500,000. Thank you very much. So what's this loophole then? Well, right now Google offers 15 gigs of data storage on your Google account, which is completely free across Google Drive, Photos and Gmail, with several pricing tiers if you want to expand that limit and other options for adding in Google Gemini. Google loves selling subscriptions, I think everyone knows that, but the general sentiment around such pricing policies is generally negative in 2026. Everything has a subscription. Everything is trying to rinse you for as much money as possible. Not my words, but those of the general public. People are fed up of it. So what if I told you that you could snag a cheap Google Pixel from eBay or Facebook Marketplace for as little as $50 and give yourself unlimited original quality photo uploads from your Google Photos account, your account as well? Well, that's what people are doing. Buying cracked or otherwise damaged devices that work just enough to send their photos to and then back them up from that Pixel device to their Google accounts with no pressure of paying any fees whatsoever to unlock more cloud storage. When my colleague told me about this, I near enough laughed in his face. I knew I had to cover it. That is absurd because yeah, you can just send photos to the cloud from the Pixel. They don't have to be Pixel photos or photos you took on a Pixel device. You could just upload your entire DSLR or mirrorless full quality photo albums and libraries to your Pixel and then beam them up into the Google Cloud storage without a single penny being paid. And that is crazy. There are definitely a few things to consider if you decide you want to try this out for yourself. So firstly, the Pixel came in two SKUs, 32 gigs and 128 gigs of storage. Obviously for those bigger photo libraries, it's going to be easier to send photos to and then upload if you have a bigger SKU, but they do cost quite a bit more money on the used market. You'll likely need to have it plugged in all the time because, well, the original batteries in these things just do not last very long anymore, and that might not be a problem to you if you can leave it plugged in all the time, although if the battery is that bad, it might even fail there as well. And these are not the easiest to replace the batteries in either, so you have to play it by ear. And then there's the elephant in the room. This is a known loophole among enthusiasts, and people have been talking about it for a good while now on social media, even in the press, people making videos and stories about it. It's not just a quiet little thing going on in the background. When could this end? And the thing is, Google promised that unlimited quality photo backups would be a thing when the phone launched in 2016. They promised us that, but we're now a decade on, or at least we will be in October. And that makes me wonder if the cutoff point for this thing is right around the corner. 10 years is well out of the scope of a general smartphone upgrade life cycle. But then on the other side, 9.5 is as well. Like, when is the cutoff for how long they're going to keep this going? It's quite a grey area. Is it worth buying a cheap Google Pixel today if Google could shut up shop tomorrow and the loophole is completely gone? Then there's the even bigger question, is Google really worth trusting with all of your precious photos? Well, that's a debate that will seemingly go on forever. Even some of those who do use this backup option like to keep a separate local copy on a USB flash drive or a hard drive or something, if for no other reason to be happier in the knowledge that there are two versions of your files, before you get into the whole debate surrounding how Google might use your data or train AI with it. But it is sort of bittersweet that these phones are still relevant, only really because despite being a legendary device that you could say really pivoted the space to be better with software, to make better use of hardware, and to be more efficient, is now just the phone you pick up when you want unlimited Google photo backups. Perhaps without the loophole, the original Pixel would have been forgotten far easier. But it was so monumental that its legacy lives on, even if not for the reasons that Google probably might have wanted. Despite what people will tell you, the Pixel was a bit of a monster when it was launched. It was fast, it had the tuned Snapdragon 821, had an insane camera with the Google HDR Plus processing that wasn't brand new to the phone, but was really impressive. And the Pro XL model, like I have here, was a colossal device in the hand. And look, a headphone port, that's crazy work. It feels very, very lightweight in 2026, even compared with phones that have a similar footprint to it. It's a device that wowed, got people really excited, and that started an era of devices so great that in 2026 it is still pressuring the whole market to improve its software. This isn't the sort of thing that we tend to cover, but I just wanted to talk about it after my colleague told me about it the other day. It was just kind of crazy. I wondered if maybe I should do this myself. Maybe I should upload my photo library. I mean, I have hundreds of gigabytes of photos stored on hard drives, so why not? Anyway, let me know if you use this trick and if you're going to, and whilst you're down there in the comments section, please do be sure to hit like if you enjoyed today's content and subscribe to never miss another upload on this YouTube channel. Thank you all so much for watching. I've been Ryan Thomas, and I will catch you later. Cheers.